Hello, my name is Samantha, and today I'm going to inform you on what autism is and how it affects a child. When my daughter was 2, we noticed that she wasn't meeting her milestones and she didn't act quite like kids her age did. So we took the concerns to her pediatrician, which led her to get tested and gave her her diagnosis. Today, I'm going to tell you signs to look for, testing, and a day in the life of a child with autism. There are certain things to look for if you think your child may have autism. The CDC says that signs and symptoms of autism are: does not keep eye contact or avoids eye contact altogether, does not play simple interactive games, and has no or few gestures by 12 months old. This was not the case for my daughter. She would walk on her toes, or she would do things repetitively like stack blocks, knock them over, and then do it all over again. My next point, we'll talk about testing for autism. In an article from WebMD, Dr. Renee A. Alley explains that early testing and diagnosis is essential with autism. Unlike diabetes and heart disease, autism has no blood test. A pediatrician is going to be your best friend in getting your child tested for autism. If they feel like that's something they want to do, they'll then make a referral and get an ASD team together, which holds a child psychologist, a speech pathologist, and an occupational therapist. The child psychologist will do what is called a DSM-5, or a Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. Your child has to have problems with 2 of those categories in order to fall on the spectrum. Lastly, we will discuss a day in the life of a child with autism. What does a day look like for a child with autism? Let me tell you, it is very strict, has to be on a schedule 24/7. You get up in the morning and have breakfast, which then leads to you putting your clothes on that you laid out the night before. There are a lot of repetitive things that go on. Like for my 7-year-old, she has to put puzzles together and then take them apart and then do it all over again. Then somewhere throughout the day, we have to squeeze in tasks from her speech and occupational therapist. If we end up going to the store, we have to pack her headphones and her tablet because loud noises set her off. Then we end the day with dinner, bath, and jammies. In an article by Angie Erickson titled "A Day in the Life of a Child with Autism," Daniel Johnson's story, you will see that every child with autism is different. In conclusion, regardless of the diagnosis, a child with autism can live a very long and joyful life. You learn to not sweat the little things, take each day one step at a time, and enjoy every moment along the way. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope that it has given you some insight into autism and how it affects a child.